How are you guys doing today? It's me, Anthony Tirado with AJT FX Learning. I'm so excited to actually have you guys here with us as we continue and move on to lesson 3, where we're going to actually understand a little bit more about what Japanese candlesticks are all about within the foreign exchange market. Before we actually do that, the first thing I want you guys to do, if you haven't done so already, is make sure you're staying connected with us on social media. Add us on Instagram, follow us on Snapchat, like our page on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, all of which can be found at AJT FX Learning. And if you haven't visited the website for useful information, make sure to visit ajtfxlearning.com. And guys, I guarantee you'll find some great stuff on there that'll help you take your trading to the next level. So for those individuals who are just getting started, who are just new and hopped on this video, the first thing I want you guys to do way before anything is let's make sure we get you updated into the progress we've moved into. So little below this video, you're actually going to find lesson 1 and lesson 2, so you can actually start from the beginning as we move on through each and every course. But ideally, for those individuals who have been moving along with us as we move into lesson 3, I'm so excited so we can actually get things going. So the first thing that we're actually going to talk about in understanding Japanese candlesticks is what is a Japanese candlestick and exactly why are we using it in the market? So one of the reasons that I like to use Japanese candlesticks is because it actually tells us and gives us a story of where the market has moved within a given time. As you already know, there's different time frames you could analyze the market. So from a 1 minute to the daily, each and every one of those candlesticks tells us a different story in terms of what's been happening, where has the price moved. So that's going to actually give us a better idea of where we could analyze potential moves in the market. So you're going to actually notice that it could help us identify those opens, those closing points, the highest or the lowest point of any given candlestick. So it will look something like this. You're going to have your bullish candlesticks. Remember earlier we discussed that bullish candlesticks are usually trying to push the market to the upside. So you're going to see that the open is actually at the bottom while the close is at the top, creating that bullish momentum to the upside. And you're going to see that the wick is going to show that low price or that high price. Now, something I want you to actually note is that whenever you have candlesticks they're actually all going to look so different. You know, each and every one of them has different types of stories that they tell. They all look different in the market, so don't expect all Japanese candlesticks to look alike. So as we move on to the bearish candlestick, you're going to see that the high price is at the top, the low price is at the bottom, and you're going to actually see the open is at the top while the closing price is at the bottom. And that's the main reason, because the bearish likes to what? Push that price down, so it's going to open at the top and push down to that close, which is at the bottom. So one thing that I actually want to emphasize is Japanese candlesticks are ideally going to show us two major things in the market. So the best types of candlesticks to actually identify in the market are actually decision candlesticks and indecision candlesticks. And I'm actually going to identify and explain to you why two of these are actually important. So as we move into the two major types of candlesticks, you're going to notice that decision candlesticks look something like this. Right? And if you actually take a moment and analyze that, you're going to probably think to yourself, wow, those candlesticks are big. Those candlesticks are long. The wicks are really small on them, right? And you're going to notice that these are decision candlesticks. Decision candlesticks show us momentum. They give us a better story of where the market is pushing towards, in exactly, without any doubt, it's pushing in a certain direction, giving us that better confirmation, right? So you're going to notice decision candlesticks have long bodies, they barely have wicks, and they show us momentum in where that market is pushing during that whole candlestick phase. While on the other side of the Japanese candlesticks, we have indecision candlesticks. And ideally, indecision candlesticks will look something like this. Now, as you can see, they actually look very different, right? And indecision candlesticks kind of look a little scary, to be honest. You see that the wicks are all over the place, the bodies are really small, and in all reality, it doesn't really show us where the market is going, right? So first and foremost, what type of market would you want to be in? A market that has candlesticks with indecision or candlesticks with decision? And I hope you guys actually thought about that and said candlesticks with decision, right? So we could have a better understanding of where we could get into the market, especially identified by candlestick patterns. So with this indecisions, you're actually going to see what? Small bodies, you're going to see long wicks, and a lot of indecision is really ugly in the market because it really doesn't show us that momentum. So we want to what? It shows us that confusion in the market, and we want to avoid dealing with indecision. So whenever we see a market that shows these type of candlesticks, whether if it's on the hourly, the 4 hour, the 30, the 5 minute, it's pretty much telling us that something is about to happen, but we should also avoid it because we need to have a better understanding of where the market's actually going to push to. So as you can see, the two major types of candlesticks we're going to be dealing with are those indecision candlesticks, are those decision candlesticks. But ideally, we want to make sure that we're in a market that's showing us a decision candlestick that's giving us a momentum. Why? Because we're not going to be stuck in an indecision type candlestick dealing with that market because it's not going to move anywhere. It's not showing us any momentum, and it's just purely putting us at risk to losing our money. Right? So we want to make sure as traders that we're able to identify these Japanese candlesticks not only in our bigger time frames but also our smaller time frames. So I actually want you guys to take note, a quick trader tip, which is use your smaller timer frames to identify your candlesticks before a move in the market occurs. I want you guys to actually write this before we dive into each and every type of candlestick we're going to be discussing, because you're going to notice by being able to identify the candlesticks that we're going to discuss in the next few lessons, you'll be able to identify the candlestick, see a potential move in the market, get into market, and actually profit. So this is me, Anthony Tirado. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick lesson 3 as we discuss Japanese candlesticks, and I'll be seeing you guys on the next one as we'll be moving into engulfing candlesticks. So if you haven't done so already, make sure to like, share this page, and let's take things to the next level in our trading. Thanks.